The part of you you're afraid to meet. A reflection, inspired by Carl Jung. There is a part of you you've spent years avoiding. It's not the part that smiles in public, not the version of you that gets praise, not even the one that dreams big. It's the quiet one, the hidden one, the part of you you buried. Because the world taught you to be afraid of it. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the collection of everything you're not supposed to be. Your anger, your jealousy, your shame, your wildness, your need. The things you hide, not just from the world, but from yourself. You built your identity by saying, I'm not that. I'm not like them. I'm better than that. But in the process, you left parts of yourself behind. And yet, it never goes away. The shadow doesn't vanish. It waits. It whispers. It shows up in your patterns, your fears, your projections. You think you're fighting the world, but really, you're fighting yourself. Jung wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This is not about blame. This is not about guilt. This is about vision, seeing yourself fully. Finally, so you can stop living a life that isn't yours. You don't become whole by pretending. You become whole by facing. Facing the shadow is not about self-hate. It's the opposite. It's the first real act of self-respect. To say, this is mine, I won't run from it. I will understand it. There is rage in you. There is fear in you. There are desires you never admitted out loud. But there is also genius in you that you locked away. Because someone once made you feel ashamed of it. And now, it's time to reclaim what you abandoned, just to be accepted. This journey will cost you. You will lose people who like the mask. You will feel lonely as your old identity cracks open. You will question what's left. But in that space, where the performance dies, something new is born. This is individuation, not self-improvement, not achievement, but the deep, lifelong process of becoming yourself on purpose. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But it's not a privilege handed to you. You must earn it. By walking into the dark, the shadow is not the end of you. It's the beginning. It contains your creativity, your sexuality, your defiance, your pain, your power, all the things you repressed to keep the peace. But you were not born to be peaceful. You were born to be real, and that means facing what hurts, what confuses, what you don't want to admit. But beneath it, there's treasure, always, and your unconscious. It doesn't just speak through breakdowns, it speaks through dreams. Your dreams are not random noise, they are the language of your soul, a myth your psyche tells, to show you what your conscious mind can't see. Every image, every symbol, every shift in light or setting is a message from the part of you that remembers what the rest of you forgot. You see yourself in mirrors, but the soul speaks in myth. And dreams are how your soul dreams itself back into being. Jung wrote, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." When you begin to look inward, you start to notice symbols everywhere. A forest becomes more than a forest. It becomes a descent, a confrontation, a path. The people in your dreams, they're not just people. They're parts of you, guides, wounds, fears, forgotten truths, and the most important of them is the one that appears strange but familiar. Jung called it the anima or animus, the inner opposite, the part of you that balances what you show to the world. If you're a man, the anima is your inner feminine, your emotion, intuition, sensitivity, depth. If you're a woman, the animus is your inner masculine, your clarity, direction, strength, will. These are not roles. They are archetypes, living forces inside you that want to be heard. And if you ignore them, they distort, they twist into projection you start looking for in others. What you haven't yet accepted in yourself. You think it's about the relationship, the career, the drama, but it's all mirrors, reflections of your inner war. Until you stop running, every path will loop back to this, the part of you you're afraid to meet. You are not broken, you are divided. And that is something you can heal, not by control dash, but by compassion, not by pretending to be better, but by daring to look at what you've turned away from. This is not self-help. This is soul repair. Let me ask you, what are you afraid you are? What trait do you hate in others? Because you sense it in yourself. What secret do you carry that you've never said out loud? What truth do you feel in your stomach when the room is quiet? There is no growth without confrontation, but you don't have to do it all at once. You only have to start by staying. Stay with the pain. Stay with the memory. Stay with the feeling that makes you uncomfortable. And ask it, what are you trying to show me? The answer may change your life. This journey is not about purity. It's about integration. To be a whole person is to carry your contradictions with courage, not to erase them, but to live with them honestly. To say, this is what I am, and I can still be good. This is what I've done, and I still choose to grow. Wholeness is not perfection, it's ownership. And the shadow, when seen clearly, stops being your enemy. It becomes your map. Jung said, in each of us, there is another, whom we do not know. He speaks to us in dreams and tells us how differently he sees us from the way we see ourselves. You are not who you thought you were. You are more and less, and something entirely different. That's not a tragedy. That's an invitation to drop the mask, to stop hiding, to walk back through the doors you locked long ago and meet the pieces of yourself you abandoned to survive, and to welcome them back. This is hard. This is slow. This is the real work. But when you do it, something shifts. You begin to live differently, not just with more awareness, but with more depth, more color, more soul. You stop being afraid of your darkness because you've sat with it, listened to it, integrated it, and now it serves you. You will still fail, you will still fall, but you will rise more whole each time. You will become a person, not without flaws, but without masks. And that is power. Quiet, true, rare. Jung never promised that this would be easy. He said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. But he also believed that the soul knows what it needs, and that every wound holds the seed of transformation if we are willing to look. So look. Face the part of you you've feared the most. Stay with it, not to change it, but to understand it. Because once you understand it, you can finally be free of it, not by running, but by walking toward it, gently, honestly, with love. That's where your strength is. That's where your voice is. That's where the self-dash, the deep, burning center of you, has always been waiting. This is the part of you you were afraid to meet. And now, you're ready.